Okay, ready, clapping, please.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to the A to Z of Men. My name's Chris.
My name is Christophe. No, sorry,
No,
no.
that's my name in French. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Je m'appelle Christophe
And Scottifer.
Scottifer. You don't like Scotty, so I doubt if you'd like
No,
Scottifer.
I prefer Scottifer.
Do you really?
No, I don't actually. No, don't start calling me Scottifer. I hate Scotty. It's so shit.
Scotty isn't a great... It's not because, like... No, I wouldn't want to be called Chrissy.
So, yeah, Chrissy, Christopher. Would you? Are you Christopher?
Yeah, my name is Christopher, yeah.
So, if I started calling you Christopher,
My dad would only call me Christopher. You didn't know my dad. If you'd rang my dad's house when I lived there and when it's Chris there, he'd say, sorry, you're wrong number. And you'd go, what? It's Steve, isn't it? And he'd go, yeah. And you'd go, Chris. And he'd go, no, Chris here. And he'd go, Christopher. And he'd go, I'll just get him for you. He did it all the time.
do you know who else would do that?
No?
Matthew McConaughey's mum.
Really?
So, he was on a chat show and I can't remember who it was. He said, are you Christopher or are you Chris? And he went, no. He said, I will always be Christopher. He said, because once I answered to Chris, he said, my mum gave me a whooping. She said, not Chris.
Matthew, Matt.
Yeah, he said, I answered to Matt once in my life.
Yeah.
He said, my mum gave me a whooping because I'm named after Matthew from the Bible. He said, and it's Matthew, never Matt. It didn't know. So she would do exactly the same.
Yeah, see, my dad was really into numerology and numbers. So looking at your birth year and then working out what number your name represents. And then
Mine would be 5, would it?
Yeah, yours would definitely come out of 5. And then, so my name as Christopher Adam Brooks
It's 95.8.
is 95.8 FM London.
Yeah.
No, is a certain number which matches my birth year, and my 3. 3 is really important for me, and I was born on the 3rd, and it all ties into numerology. I haven't really learned a lot about it. So my brother is called Alex. We call him Alex. Yeah. His name's Alexis. So again, no one ever calls him Alexis. I don't think his people at work would know his name's Alexis.
But, so this is the thing, right? So isn't Harry called Harrison?
Harrison, yeah.
Yeah.
And Samuel.
Yeah, but I've never called him Harrison.
No.
But so normally, if you name your child a full name, you don't want it shortened because that's their name.
I think we felt like that when Harry was Harrison, when he was born. And all through school, he was called Harrison. In junior school, people called him Harrison. But we started calling him Harry quite early on.
Got a wicked new haircut, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a buzz cut.
Yeah, he's got a buzz cut. He looks cool as fuck. He literally, he turned up the other day to deliver something to me and opened the door and I went, yeah, that is cool. He had it done today.
Yeah, because he started to grow his hair. He did it before when we went to LA because he was like, I don't want to worry about doing my hair every morning. I want to spend as much time going out and stuff and having fun. And his hair was quite long and it was taking him ages to do in the morning. So he buzzed it off for LA. And then ever since that, he come back and then he put on a bit of weight and he was like, I can't get the buzz cut at the moment. So now he's lost a ton of weight. He's trimmed up at the gym and he's now buzzed
He had
off.
a bit of swagger yesterday.
Yeah, I think he feels good with it as well. Anyway, 8 Set of Men is all about what's going on in a man's brain.
As you can see.
Because we've just had random conversations about lots of different things. It's a mixture of what's going on in a man's brain with undiagnosed ADHD.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's probably what it is.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
And then we pick a letter every week in correspondence with the alphabet. And in this season, it's our children. We just talked about Harry and Sam. Brennan and Cavan are your boys. And they've chosen the words that we are going to talk about on the 8 Set of Men. Last week, for F, we talked about fingering.
Fingering.
Yeah.
Which I had a really funny conversation with Cavan on the way home. I said to him, Cavan, why? So he's 19. Cavan said,
and he picked the word, yeah.
Yeah, I said, Cavan, why would you pick up the word fingering for F, knowing that I'm going to speak about fingering and I'm married to your mother? And he was like, well, it's got to be funny. He said, what do you want me to go for? I can't remember what he said now. He said something, fun.
Feelings.
No, he said fun or feelings, yeah. But I think he's done wrong there, isn't he? Because I've spoke about fingering his mother.
Yeah, did you specifically talk about that? I don't think.
No, but when I'm talking about fingering,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about fingering other people. I'm talking about Kerry.
Joe Kinch is with us, but he's in a separate building
Because
he's ill.
dying again.
He's ill. Can I play you? If I got his... Oh, he can't tell me whether I can or can't anyway, because he can't talk. Is that the one? Oh, yeah, this is the great, because Joe works on the radio
is that
station.
Darth Vader?
Yeah, Joe works on the radio station I work for. So, and I look after the radio station. So if somebody's not there, it's down to me to find a show. This was the sick note from Joe Kinch on Friday morning last week. I think you'll love this. Here we go.
Well then, just to let you know, this is my voice today. I don't know what the fuck to do. This isn't because of the football last night. I didn't actually go. I was starting to lose my voice yesterday, and my throat's been really rough. I think it's my allergies. I woke up this morning and it's completely gone.
There you go. So
I think it's my allergy. He sounds like that interview that Harry Kane done.
it was the day after the Harry Kane thing.
Wow.
I was like, this is amazing. But I like the way he qualifies. It was nothing to do with the football last night.
I didn't even go out for the football. Honestly, boss, I didn't go out for the football.
So I had to cover his show.
Send me that for insurance.
Yes, I will. I'll send it to you. It made me laugh. It made me laugh a lot. I felt bad for him because he's obviously ill.
No, I'm not sure I could feel bad. It's when he says, I think it's my allergies. That is absolutely genius.
I think it is the best sick note. And guys, if you want to record that on your phone and send it to your boss, you'll definitely get a day off with that.
I think it's my allergies.
And I think it would have been the best show he'd ever done on the radio, because I don't think anyone would have switched off. They would have been like, have you heard this guy? There's a chipmunk doing Drive. No, he's doing a great job on the big drive home. And I know he can hear us because he's listening. Are you still there, Joe? Maybe he's not. Yeah, he is still there.
Oh, you got a little bit of voice back.
He's got, yes, I am.
Is it your allergies?
We can't, no, there's a problem with the setup here because you can't hear Joe, but we can hear him in our ears. He sends his love. Right, so A to Z of Men for the letter G. It's coming next. So welcome back to the A to Z of Men, and we're already at the letter G. Our children are choosing the words. I say children, they're grown adults, they're grown-ass men.
They are men.
We have women children as well, but that'll probably be another episode altogether, which will be crazy because you've got young girls and I've got an older girl, so that would be a bit weird. So letter G, we've had a little guess on the Patreon chat we've just had, which you can hear by subscribing.
What is that?
Patreon, it's you can go to patreon.com/the 8 Men pod, and then you can subscribe, and then you get bonus footage.
Is there a monetary thing?
Little bit. Tiny bit.
For what? Tiny bit of money for all the work we put in.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And we are spending it wisely. In fact, we saw a studio last week.
We did. New studio.
Because we use a studio in my studio setup that I have, but we would like a fully purposed A to Z Men studio with cameras that stay there all the time.
We would.
Internet that works, I don't know, like an hour in a continuous go. That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Some air conditioning that reaches the bit where we sit in. That would be good as well.
That would be good.
So, and we're looking at that, and that would be directly from your generosity on Patreon. So thank you very much for doing that.
In advance.
And if you want to go and do that, and we'll thank you if you are doing it, obviously.
No, just we're only thanking in advance.
Thank you for the money you're about to send us. Right, G is for, and I've printed this out without even looking at it, which is quite incredible.
I am impressed with that. So you opened the email, covered it with
Joe said email, so I put a thing on a hand up on the screen so I couldn't read anything, but I could see the Word document open. Then I went to file printed it, then literally printed it, turned it upside down without looking, folded it, and it's now in my hands.
It's genius.
G could be for genius. I'll open it. It's me that's got it today because that would have doing it twice would have been quite complicated. We are going with the letter G for girls.
Girls. Okay.
So I don't know whether
I'm assuming we're talking about our girls, meaning our wives and our girls.
I don't know. In the words of the word chooser, which we'll find out who that is later. Can't believe you haven't done it before. This is a free one. Given the awkwardness of the topic last week and the fact this season is about you and your sons, it could be good to talk about your daughters for an episode.
I like that. So just daughters or wives and daughters?
What words do you think they would have chosen for you this season if you asked them instead? Would they be more or less sensible than ours?
Right,
they
well-
would have been more sensible than yours.
Well, yes. I mean, so my...
I'm thinking of last week's episode.
But the girls, as in my girls, 2 12-year-old twins.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gone with that.
They wouldn't have gone with fingering, definitely not. They would have gone for like gaming or something.
Feelings.
Yeah. Because yes, like gaming for today. And obviously with younger minds and not dirty brains like the boys have got. Kirsty's obviously older though.
Yeah, so Kirsty's in her 30s. Kirsty I had when like when you had Brennan's age. So I was like 19, 20. So Kirsty is an amazing woman, how she's grown up. And she didn't grow up with me. She grew up with me at weekends. Me and her mum split up quite early on. She was about 3 or 4. So I've always been part of her life, and I've always wanted to be part of her life. And there's always a worry when you're not bringing up the kid yourself, because there's other influences but her mum did a wonderful job. Kirsty's a really lovely human being. She's got kids of her own now, and she's a fantastic mum. And I don't see her as much as I'd like to, because she's not near me, and things are always busy. But it's really weird, because when she was little, I probably couldn't have imagined not seeing her weekly or every other week.
Yeah, of course.
But now we can go a couple of months and we haven't seen each other. And then but she lives near Watford football ground. So sometimes when we're going to Watford, me and the boys will go and have breakfast with her before we go, and then we'll go to the match. But then out of season, it's sort of like, oh, we need to go and see Kirsty because we haven't been
But then
for ages.
stuff gets in the way, doesn't it? Unfortunately, life gets in the way. But I don't think the bond can ever go, can it?
No.
'Cause you look at, like, I know we're talking about girls, but obviously Brennan lives on the other side of the world. He lives in Thailand. And I probably speak to him more in Thailand than I did at home. Not because of anything negative, because he was working really hard to get himself to Thailand. He wanted to have loads of spending money, and he wanted to go out and, spread his wings out there. But because he's on the other side of the world, every day whether it's a text, whether it's a FaceTime.
Yeah.
So I speak to him more, and I think we've even got a closer bond.
Do you think there's an element, and I've often thought of this with Kirsty, with the boys, we have fun, we talk and we play PlayStation together, but we'll also row because they're in the house. I'm like, oh, can you just pick up your stuff?
Yeah.
Whereas with Kirsty, I never really had that, because she was never, only when she was 3 or 4, and then we split up. So, and I wasn't telling her off at 3 or 4 because she wasn't doing anything naughty. But those teenage years, there would have been some kind of angst, because we would have fallen out. There would have been stuff going on at home. I would have gone, you need to sort that out. So we don't have that.
No.
I don't have that relationship with Kirsty where I've ever been angry at her or cross with her for not doing her homework, or I've never had that. So and I felt sorry for her mum, because obviously her mum was the bad guy all the time, because, mum's having to go at me about this, mum's having to go at me about that. She's just bringing up a kid. But I just turn up, Mr. Happy at the weekend, going, oh, should we go to McDonald's?
Yeah.
And then I'm seen as the really good guy. That must be really hard for somebody who's bringing up a kid, where the parent that doesn't live there turns up, is Mr. Happy because he's not been stressed out with kids all week, takes the kid to McDonald's, does a load of good things with the kid. So the kid's going, hey, he's great.
Should we go shopping? Do you want this bike?
We went to Adventure Island. We did this, we did that, all crammed packed into a weekend. And then drop her back off at her mum's full of sugar and happiness. And then her mum's like tearing her hair out. It must be really hard.
But I kind of think, like, so when, even with obviously me and Kerry are still together, and, we've brought up the kids together, but Kerry does loads more with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, I definitely say she's a better parent than me. I'm a good parent, but like she does a lot. She takes them out. Like today I'm doing the podcast, she's taking them out to the park. But like, if I have them, I'm not, like, sometimes Kerry will have to, sort their homework out and do the real parent stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do much of the real parent stuff. I shout at them every now and again because they've not put their shoes away and blah, blah, blah. But on the very, very rare occasion when Kerry isn't there, say Kerry goes away for a few days, all that I do is just switch the fun parent button on, and I take them anywhere they want to go.
Yeah.
Go to the park. Should we get another takeaway? So I do all the fun stuff, which is what you got to do at the weekends.
But I think we do that in our lives with our kids where we live with. I remember Karen said that loads of times. I would have been at work all day. She would have been looking after the kids all day. They would have been under her feet all day. She would have been trying to tidy up in the summer holidays when they were off school. And then I would turn up from work fresh because I hadn't seen the kids a week. And she might have just put them to bed or something. It's 8 o'clock at night. She put them to bed. I get them up.
I'm like,
Let's play. We should play.
Yeah,
she's
play
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Let them sleep. And yeah, that's got to be really tough. And also, I think that's why. But then with my boys, if they've got a serious problem, they'll go and talk to their mum. If it's not a fun problem, if they want to, I'm probably more if they're stuck for money, they might come and talk to me rather than their mum. Yeah. But I think that's because of the way my relationship evolved with them and Karen's relationship evolved with them. She is the parent to all three of us.
No, but that's the thing, isn't it? So I think certainly the girls will go to Kerry for any girly stuff.
Yeah.
Like, periods or like, boyfriend or, crying about that. But if I find out about it, I like to get involved in that as well, like, because I think it's really important. But 100%, if they want some money, my phone definitely rings first.
Yeah, mine does as well.
Or Bobby will come down.
Oh, it's my picture falling off the wall.
Bobby will go to me. I mean, literally last night, she went to me, Dad, you know I love you, right? I said, well, what do you want?
What do you want? Yeah.
How much is this going to cost me? And she went, it's not going to cost you anything other than time. And I went, it's 10 o'clock, Bobby. She went, but it's the holidays. Can you dry my hair for me? Father and daughter time. And I went, and normally I do, but I was literally in the middle of something. I was like, I can't. And she went, Mum, you know I love you, right? And but she definitely tried me first. But I think there is a massive difference between not just boys and girls. And I've seen this before, but I think it's very true. Every child grows up with a completely different parent.
What do you mean?
Right. So Brennan's experience of me and Kerry will be very different to Cavan's experience of me and Kerry. Different times of our lives. So, and your firstborn, you mollycoddle them, you do everything, blah, blah. Second, I remember Cavan started walking and it was kind of like, we spent hours and hours and hours going to Brennan, cooing him and getting him to walk. At just one point, Cavan just got up and walked. And we went, oh, he's walking. He's walking, that one.
Put Cal on, mate.
Yeah, he's walking. And then, now, and Brennan actually said it the other day. And it wasn't a dig. He actually said, he said, the girls have got a very different experience now because they've come at a real good time where, I'm back on tour with the full lineup of 5.
Yeah.
We're going on holiday. He went, how many holidays have these girls been on in the last 18 months? And I was like, they're very lucky.
Yeah.
And not to say that Brennan and Cavan didn't have a good upbringing, but there was definitely points in both of their lives where we wasn't going on quite as many holidays. Yeah. I mean, the girls they've lucked right out.
Yeah, I think I've got that. I've got that on the opposite side because the boys will always. So Sam always goes to Summertime Ball, the Jingle Bell Ball, the Capital events. He'll always goes with his girlfriend, and I'll always say to him, "God, if only 10 years ago, he would have just come with me backstage and everything." He's like, "Why wasn't I alive?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whereas actually Kirsty, she got all of that because when I was at Capital, she was a teenager. She met everybody she wanted to meet. There was no one that she was a massive Spice Girl fan. She met them all. They were like,
how incredible is that?
Yeah.
But so for me,
oh no, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I don't know if I ever said this story. It's my favourite story with Kirsty, but when I interviewed Mel C, Sporty Spice. I interviewed her on Capital. Had a really good chat with her, and she said, "Oh, well,
she's a very, very nice woman. Yeah,
amazing woman." Yeah. And she said, "What are you up to the weekend?" And I said, "This was off air." And I said, I said, "Party in the Park in Brighton for Southern FM. I'm going down there to their party in the park." And she said, "Oh, don't you work your one in London?" I said, "No, I do. And I work it and I'm on stage, the big Hyde Park one. But I've got a daughter who wants to come and meet everybody. And the problem is when I'm on stage, I can't be with her. So I'd have to bring somebody else to look after her. But I want to enjoy it with her." So I asked the boss at Brighton whether I could come and be a guest at his party in the park where I'm not on the stage and I'm not working. I can take Kirsty with me. And she went, oh my God, that's amazing. And I said, yeah, she's the biggest Spice Girls fan. And she said, oh, what's her name? And I said, Kirsty. And she said, oh, well, if we bump into each other, because they were headlining it. And I said, oh yeah, cool. Thinking, well, that won't happen.
Yeah.
And she won't even remember who I am. Anyway, we got there and we're in the car park and parked backstage. And the Spice Girls turned up in their people carrier. They all turned up. Kirsty was like, oh my God. I hadn't said a word to Kirsty. I hadn't told her I met Mel C during the week. Hadn't mentioned anything. Because I didn't want to build our hopes up. And then Mel C goes, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, oh, I look like an idiot. Yeah. So anyway, I walked over to there. I said, oh, let's go and see if we can get a picture or whatever. Walked over there. Mel C spots me. Comes running over, not walking, running over. Hey, Chris, how are you? Kiss on each cheek. I was like, that's amazing. This looks cool. And then she went, you must be Kirsty.
Amazing.
And I was like, fucking hell. Kirsty's face. I mean,
it's probably
was like,
one of the best moments of her life. Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. It didn't take anything for Mel C to do that, just to remember a name. But I'm now still talking about it 20 odd years later, and Kirsty still remembers it to this day. She just literally come up to me, give me a hug, so she recognised me, remembered me, and then said, oh, you must be Kirsty.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible.
For Kirsty looking at me as well, she was like, you know Mel C.
But and not many people are as lucky as you to have that, and then passing it down to Kirsty.
But the boys didn't have any of that. So
I'm extra lucky then, because nor did the boys really. Like they've been to shows, and I've been lucky enough to, I took Brennan to meet Ed Sheeran, and Ed Sheeran, we went backstage and Ed let him play his guitar, incredible, right? So they're like real moments where you go, I can't believe I'm now able to do this for my kids. But thinking about when Five broke up, 2001, like literally Brennan was 3 months old when we broke up. So he had met Jay and Abs, but didn't know he did because he was 3 months old. There's a picture of Jay holding Brennan when he might even be 2 months old, holding Brennan at our wedding. And I never thought that it would happen, that I'd get back in the band. Obviously, so Brennan and Cavan and the twins had seen when we were 3 and 4, blah, 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 but never the full lineup, never the full thing, right? And then now we've got back together, and it's so cool to be able to take them.
Yeah, I bet.
I never thought it would happen. To be able to take them to all these things, taking them to the Emirates to play with Robbie Williams.
Yeah, crazy.
And they're like, do you know Robbie Williams? I was like, yeah, he's my friend. Do you want me to FaceTime him? Like, that's so cool to be in that, because they don't know quite how big Robbie Williams is, but they guess now.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, and now they've Googled it, they're like, oh my God, would you say Robbie's your mate? I'm like, yeah, but he is my mate. And then, but they look at the other boys from Five like superstars, and me as
the one that turns up.
And then with Bobby, for example, Bobby's very like sassy, and she always says like, you're not cool. And then she writes a card saying you are cool, blah, blah, blah. She cried when she seen me on stage with Robbie Williams, because I think she went, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the first time she'd actually seen it in all of its...
Yeah.
Like,
because she knew who Robbie Williams was externally from your family.
But then there was
just the bloke on the telly.
But then there was 60,000 people watching me on stage with Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
And she was like, and she said, that was the coolest moment ever. And I was like, but to get her to experience that, and Katie and Kerry and everyone, like even you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I didn't know you in the band, did I?
No.
I met you after Five.
Yeah. So that was this last year.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen all five of you. Yeah. I think I'd seen you, but only, without knowing you.
Yeah.
At a gig, probably. I must have done. Because you must have been at gigs.
You at the Brits?
I've done the Brits a lot.
Yeah.
But no, only when I was at Capitol, so I already knew you then.
Yeah.
So actually, I probably, it's weird, but with the girls, it's Kirsty enjoyed all of that. She'd often go into London at the weekend, and I remember she had a boyfriend, and he was a big he'd listened to Capitol, his family listened to Capitol, and they were in London one day, and Kirsty said, "Oh, my dad works on Capitol," and he was like, "What?
What, T-boy?" Like,
yeah, exactly that. And then she said, "Oh, I'm going to see him," and I was on air. It was a Saturday afternoon. She brought her boyfriend in, and he was like, "Fucking, what on earth is this?"
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah,
and Kirsty was like, "Yes, my dad. Yeah, he's always done this." like it was just some kind of, like I was a traffic warden. So he's always been, what is it called? I'm a DJ. Who's a DJ? Yeah. She sent me a picture the other day on WhatsApp, and it was a girl DJing at a club in Ibiza, and she went, "You need to teach me how to do this." I'm like, right, okay. I've been trying to get you into radio and stuff since you were probably 12, but now you're in your 30s.
It's weird, isn't it? When it's like when a friend says, "Oh, what's your dad do?" And like when Kirsty was younger, "Oh, he's a DJ." They never, their brain doesn't go, "Oh, what, like a famous DJ on the radio?"
Yeah.
Like playing to millions of people. They just go, "Oh, like in a club, he's a DJ." Like in a club, like the girls don't go round the school going, "My dad's a pop star."
Yeah.
But every now and again, one of their friends would have, like their mums would have said, "I think Bobby and Katie, I think their dad's famous."
Yeah.
And then this happens once a week. One of their friends will find out and go, "Sorry, you said your dad was in a band, but is he in Five?" And Bobby will go, "Yeah." And she says, "I never know what to say. I find it a little bit embarrassing." And I'm like, "Embarrassing in what way?" She said, "Because I know that it's going to sort of be a big deal." And
I think I get that. And Harry doesn't tell anybody about me, and I think Sam might do, but Harry doesn't mention it. Kirsty's form tutor at a school in St Albans, when I first went into to what do you call it, parents' evening with Kirsty's mum, recognised me straight away, instantly recognised me, and was a big fan. And Kirsty sailed through school when she was her form tutor. She sailed, but Kirsty had a different name to me. She had a different surname, so it wasn't obvious for the rest of school. And Kirsty didn't tell people at school either. She didn't want anyone to know. But her teacher literally spotted me as soon as I walked in and sat down. She was like, "Oh my God, you're Chris Brooks." And I was like, that's weird.
It's almost like that point where you go, "I think she'll do all right here."
Or this is fucking awkward.
Well, no. I don't know whether Miss Brown listens, but I think she will. So Miss Brown is Bobby's form tutor and was Brennan all those years ago. Was Brennan's form tutor, and I remember she's a massive Five fan.
Yeah.
And that much so that I got her tickets to come and see me on the tour just now. And I remember the first day we met, and it was exactly the same, at parents' evening with Brennan. And she couldn't speak, really. She was like, oh my God, like she really shut, and she was like, "Oh, I'm Scott from Five." And I was like, "Well, I'm not.
Just Scott.
Just Scott, I'm just Brennan's dad." And, Brennan always got picked to go to the places and stuff. Brennan sailed through school, no problem. And I remember her saying, "He doesn't really listen in class, but like he's still really clever, so like that's fine. He talks a lot, but don't worry about it." And it just so happens all these years later that Bobby has now got Miss Brown. And she phoned me a couple of weeks ago, and she said, "I just wanted to ask something about Bobby. Like, is it okay to give her a bit of banter? Because like, I don't want to overstep the line." She said, "But I was thinking of putting on Five song on in class to embarrass her, because she's been mucking around, being a little bit cheeky." I said, "Oh, absolutely." I said, "Go for it." And she went, "Okay." And then the next day, Bobby came in, she went, "Miss Brown had a poster of you. It was so embarrassing." I was like, "Yeah, I might have said that was okay." She was like, "Oh, Dad, you're well out of order." So
I went to school with Elvin Stardust's son, so I was really good mates with him at school, and he had the famous dad situation. So actually, I'd seen it from Bobby and Katie's side, where I've actually seen a guy at school whose dad, and at the time in the 80s, Elvin Stardust was in the charts, really famous. And it was his son was at school. His mum and dad had split up, and he lived with his mum in Watford. But he used to go to Elvin Stardust's house, his dad's house, like every month. But his dad was married to Lisa Goddard, I think. So they were quite a famous couple. And his name was Adam Fenton, who then became a really famous drum and bass DJ called Adam F.
Okay,
and Adam F is the guy I went to school with, but his dad is Elvin Stardust.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. And I never really thought about it growing up, how difficult that would be for him to be at school and people know it. In secondary school, it's quite a hard place to be anyway. But to actually stand out for a reason because your dad's famous, that is quite tough.
I think all of my kids, all four of them, have had different situations where they've had some really good situations with it and some quite bad ones as well. Like, few people going, "Oh, your dad's this," but on the whole, mainly all good stuff. But I remember Brennan coming home. I think it was his prom, and I think he was like, "Oh, they played Everybody Get Up, and everyone was pointing at me."
Yeah, it's tough.
And he's like, "Oh," like, at that point, I bet he wishes they hadn't have played Everybody Get Up, because now he's the centre of attention
Yeah.
at prom, and everyone's going, "Oh."
But even I get that. If I'm at a party and people know our relationship and the DJ plays Five, it happened in a thing I was at in Billericay about 6 months ago, I forgot to tell you. And they played the mega mix and the DJ kept going, "Hey, it's your mate, it's your mate, it's your mate." Like for fucking, how long's that? 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's quite long.
I
now.
went, I left. I was like, this is, what the fuck are you
what
doing?
am I supposed
It's
to do
not
here?
one, it's not me. It's somebody I happen to know.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. Karen felt awkward. It was a really weird situation. Then everyone going, "Oh, why is he saying? Are you mates with? Is he the one who lives in Essex?" And I'm like, fucking hell, I don't like being out anyway. The best of
This is
times,
terrible.
I don't want to be famous because of my friend who's in a band. Because I wasn't in the band, and I'm not going to get up and dance because that's not going to happen. So for your kids, that's even harder. For me, I'm a grown up and go, "Hey, he's a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
He mimed this bit." I can do all that shit. But when it's your dad.
This is a weird one, and I don't know exactly the facts, but I do know that Kerry on Saturday, she went to me, one of my friend's daughters, so not her friend, this was a 6-year-old's party, and this is true. I can see the picture, so it must be their mum is a mega Five fan.
Yeah.
Because 6-year-olds shouldn't really know who Five are. They had a Five-themed party, these 6-year-olds, right? And they were wearing bootleg merch.
Oh, my God.
But they were wearing... the whole party was Five-themed. Every one of these 6-year-olds had a Wiggy Wiggy T-shirt on.
And your girls went to this party?
No, my girls didn't go to the party. Kerry just got this, I'm at a party and a 6-year-old's party. It's a Five-themed party. I thought you should know. And she showed me the picture and I went... I said, they're all wearing merch though. And I looked, I was like, in bootleg merch. They'd obviously gone on the website, seen that we don't do like small kids.
Why would you?
Because what 6-year-old likes
Yeah.
Five? And then they've copied our whole Wiggy Wiggy logo. And
Because they knew Kerry or because it was a random...
I think this could be a random mum who must be a fan.
Not knowing that Kerry was married to one of the Five
I don't
boys.
know. I just got a picture.
That's a bit weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird,
a
isn't it?
bit. Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw a Five theme party. That sounds fun.
Because you know Sean a little bit, don't you?
Sean,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I do. And he's the only one. I know Richie a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I don't think I've ever met Jay.
You must have met Jay.
No, I haven't.
Did you not meet Jay at the O2?
No, I think he was quite tired.
You didn't meet Jay at the O2? Did you meet?
I hardly saw you at the O2.
Yeah, I know.
You let me go back.
I was very
You
busy.
called me backstage, and I stood there for a while. I chatted to Ollie Murs, I think, and then he remembered me from Essex.
Yeah,
so I
I
had a
spoke
chat
to
with
you
him,
a tiny bit.
and then you went, and then I spoke to somebody else. There was somebody else. There was a guy that was on your security detail that was a massive A to Z Men fan. Huge.
Aaron.
Jason. Yeah, he knew me. He
Yeah.
went, "Oh, Brooksy," and I was like, "Who the fuck's this?"
Aaron, yeah.
And you know when you get that, and I get it, like where I go, "Fuck, I don't know who this person is." Karen's not there,
Yeah.
so I can't even bullshit.
Was he really small?
Yeah, and he went, "Oh, you don't know me," and I was thinking, "Thank fuck for that."
'Cause I don't.
Thank you for saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. Big fan of you and Scott." He said, "I look after Scott, but I'm a really big fan of your podcast." And then Ollie Murs was there, and there was somebody else came in. It might have been your dad actually. I was chatting to somebody else. And your manager from back in the day, Chris Herbert, who is a lovely, lovely,
He's a
lovely
very lovely
man.
man, yeah.
Chat to him, never met him before. I had a chat with him, and yeah,
He's a big fan of the AZ. He listens. as
he
well.
was really nice, and he knew me from he remembered me from radio because he obviously would have had bands that we were playing.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. But that was my backstage experience. And then I was like, "Oh, Scott's around somewhere," and then I went, "Oh, fuck it, I'm going home now." And then when I went back in, I said to Aaron, "Oh, is Scott around now? I just want to give him a quick hug before I go." And he went, "No, mate, he's gone to Pitsid." He went, "I'm not lying." And I went, "No, I know you're not actually, because I know him. He would have gone about 10 minutes ago."
Yeah.
So, yeah. But girls is, do you think, and I know the answer because I've done both, do you think teenage boys or teenage girls are the easiest to deal with?
I think the girls are going to be harder. I think I think for loads of different reasons. I think, you know, you love your boys, of course you do, but like, I think for a dad, you're not quite as worried about them having a girlfriend and stuff because, you know, you still want to make sure the girl's from a decent family and blah, blah, blah. But like, I think, you know, Bobby's got a boyfriend at the moment and I'm like, I haven't met him yet, but like, it worries me, you know, like she's getting a little bit older. You know.
Yeah.
It's weird with my twins because they are twins, so they're obviously exactly the same age. But Bobby seems
She's
a lot
older in years, isn't she?
Yeah. Bobby could be 15, 16.
Yeah.
Katie could be 10, like in years.
Yeah.
But
How protective is Cavan?
yeah, both boys are really, really.
Well, I know
protective.
Brennan would be as well, but he's
Yeah.
in Thailand. But is Cavan like, need to meet your boyfriend? Make that hurry up.
Well, no, Cavan's a little bit more like, why have you got a boyfriend? Like, well, you shouldn't have a boyfriend yet. He come down the other day and he was like, you've done a TikTok that I don't approve of. Like, you need to delete it. Like, Dad, have a look at her TikTok. So, yeah, he's really on it. As we all are. But I just think with the girls, I can see already, I mean, they're messier than the boys. They're lazier than the boys. They leave more shit out. And they're not even 13 yet. They'll be 13.
Yeah.
Actually, I had that realisation yesterday. I said, oh my God, your next birthday, you're actually going to be teenagers.
Yeah.
And it's already started. Like at 12 now, it's already started. I've been really, really blessed actually with 4 really, really well-mannered, really good kids. Like, you know, they misbehave sometimes at home, but not really. Like when I've seen some proper kids misbehaving and that's none of mine. And you've been very lucky as well.
We always said with all 3 of them actually, if they are naughty at home and very polite in public, I'd take that. I'd rather have the naughtiness at home than in public.
Well, yeah, 100%. You know, and they've gone out for sleepovers and they come and I go, any problems? They go, no.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely
amazing.
lovely kids, yeah.
You
And
know,
we've always had that, and that's right. But I think I mean, obviously Kirsty didn't live here, but watching some of the stuff that Kirsty went through as a teenager, like with nature, puberty and everything, it's fucking tough on a girl. And mentally, the kids were a lot easier as teenagers than Kirsty was.
Yeah, no, I mean...
There's a lot of angst goes on for a teenage girl.
Yeah, no, there is. And obviously, like, you know, periods they're not fun, are they? Like, you know, and we don't have to go through that, but we go through the other side of it. I mean, Bobby the other day, like, I was like, let's give her a wide berth. Like, let's just not... I'll go out, I think. Like, you know. But even she knows, she can feel it. She knows that, I'm being a bit of a cow.
But and I know Kirsty's mum was fantastic at this. As long as you've got somebody there that can explain to you what's going on, because if you didn't know,
Kerry's brilliant at that.
Yeah.
Like literally so good. Like and Bobby sort of, she can talk to me and she does. She goes and susses it out with mum first and then speaks to me after. She'll kill me for saying this, but when it's only just happened with Bobby and I was in Australia. Kerry phoned me, he said, Bobby started a period, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't just want to like leave it. I wanted to speak to Bobby about it.
Yeah.
And it was, she was really grown up with it. She said, it was actually really funny. She said, I said, Bobby, mum said that you, it's happened and that. And she went, oh, wow, okay, you were speaking about this, are we? She went, let's speak about your day. How was the gig? And I went, I said, no. I said, I just wanted.
She's so funny.
Yeah, no, but you can hear her saying,
Yeah,
it,
she's
can't
so
you?
funny.
And I went, I said, no. I said, I know probably it's embarrassing. And she went, oh, still speaking about it. Brilliant. She said, let's just say, it's all good. Mum sorted it out. I can get in the pool again. I'm fine. Yes, a little bit weird, but this is weird. I don't want to speak about it anymore.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, I just wanted to be there for you. And then we went away. And then obviously she's had a few since then. And I'm so proud. I'm obviously proud of Katie as well, but I'm so proud of how Bobby's dealt with that because she's literally dealt with it like straight away.
Yeah.
Like,
But it will come from Kerry.
yeah, and Katie will be this, and I think Katie's not going to be far behind now because I don't know. She started to be a little bit more boisterous, so I think that's happening.
It is really important to talk about it and to be open about it. And for Kirsty, that happened her first one on a weekend with me.
Wow.
But I had Karen, who was fantastic. And I remember when Kirsty used to come round, and I remember Karen she got all the stuff in the toilet and like ready for her. And I was like, oh, what's all that? And she went, that's what Kirsty will need one day. And I was like,
she'll never need that.
I could put the football on. And then when it did happen, Karen took Kirsty upstairs. But mind, Kirsty's not Karen's daughter. She took her upstairs and said, right, this is all, as your mum explained it all to you. And she went, yeah, I know what it all is, but I didn't know it was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I think they spoke to her mum on the phone, and then Karen just dealt with everything and then said, right, that's where everything lives whenever you're around here.
Can you imagine how daunting it is?
Oh, fucking yeah, especially for Kirsty at that time, because she wasn't at home with her mum.
Yeah.
But I was there, and I'm a dad, but she was happy to lean on Karen, and that was absolutely fine. And Karen and Kirsty have always had a really good relationship. So, but that must be, I mean, yeah.
Well, they do
when your body starts to do that every month, and when it first happens, that must be. I mean, I would still be freaked out by now. But I'd be like, "Fucking hell, Scott, that thing's happened again."
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Like, imagine with your anxiety, I'm bleeding again. I thought this had gone.
I've been to see Dr. Alex, and he should keep giving me these fucking pads.
It lasted for 6 days. I thought, well, it's definitely cleared up. I'm dying. But no, like. I just think, and I know we've said this before, but like if we extend the talk of girls to Karen and Kerry as well, they do definitely get the rough end of the...
Oh, yeah. We said this all the time, women. I mean, the only way to stop bleeding is getting pregnant, which then means you've got to give birth.
Yeah, it's not good. Like
it's all bad. There's a lot of badness.
A
lot of badness. Lot of badness.
Yeah.
We don't get anything... Karen was talking to me about...
I often get an ingrowing hairs, though.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Shaving, sometimes get a
Smart
razor burn.
Yeah. Good.
Being kicked in the bollocks isn't fun.
No, right.
You've got to throw that out there, and getting your foreskin trapped in a zip isn't fun either.
Oh, God.
So, it's not all fucking good being a boy. No. Some bits are bad. But I don't know, I think, did we say on the podcast before that if men gave birth, the world would have finished ages ago.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't be overpopulated. We wouldn't be worried. Wouldn't worry about that. Because
you can't drink for a year.
Yeah, and it would happen once, and then they'd go, fuck that. Not doing that
Well, that's what women apparently do. They give birth and they go, never fucking doing that again. But there is something in their brain that changes the mindset, and so you forget.
It's a forgotten pain, right? And I listen, disclaimer, I'm not saying that having tattoos is as bad as giving birth. I promise you I'm not.
Okay.
I don't want angry women, especially angry women on their periods, coming at me saying how fucking dare you.
Yeah.
I've seen it live in action. It looks like it fucking hurts. All I'm saying is every time I have a tattoo, I go, fucking hell, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
Because it actually really hurts, right? Why am I doing this, putting myself through this again? That's how Kerry explains giving birth. She says, you almost forget instantly as that baby's born, because the magic of having that baby put on your stomach and you go, oh my God, almost the pain disappears.
Yeah. I think the way the brain works, which I can talk about with knowledge now, with, almost a trained hypnotherapist, but your body doesn't really distinguish between fact and made up stuff. So if you imagine something, if you imagine it again and again and again, the last time you imagined it will be how your brain will remember that. Most things you remember about being a kid aren't actually real vivid photographic memories. They are what you've probably changed it a bit as well over the years, and it will always go back to the last thought you put in there. So I think the pain is obviously there, but then at the end of the pain, you get a baby in your arms. That's the bit you're going to remember. So the pain almost goes down in your memory. It's almost turned down a bit. And then when you remember giving birth to a Harry or a Kirsty or a Sam, you remember, do you remember when they gave me the baby and they cut the umbilical cord? The pain was before that. But you've almost erased that memory. And that's how the brain works. It's fascinating.
Well, yeah, because you're almost trying to separate the pain, because you don't want to remember pain, do you?
Well, yeah, but you'll only remember the memory of... Kerry will say, right, remembering giving birth to Brennan, she will remember Brennan being in her arms and feeling flesh on flesh, she'll remember that bit. She's not going to
There
go.
weren't any flesh on flesh, unfortunately, because he was in neonatal. But
Okay, Cavan.
yeah.
But she'll remember that part of it because that's the more powerful memory.
Yeah,
of course, the baby.
It's the better memory.
And they say when you're worried about doing when you're worried about being a best man and you're worried about it and you worry and you worry and you worry, you could think about the best man speech 50 times. And it's fucking horrific. It's awful. It's like, can't get out of my head. It's awful. Then you do the best man speech and it goes perfectly. Everyone's fucking cracking up laughing. You're the life and soul of the party. Everyone's going, oh my God. He's not just a pop star. He's a funny guy. He should do stand up. Your wife's going, he should be a stand up. And you're like, oh my God, I've made it. The problem is in your brain, you've done that best man speech 51 times. 50 times were fucking awful. One time was really good. And that's the problem with how your mind works. That's the problem with not being able to tell reality and fake. It doesn't understand the difference. So it's it's very cool. Brain's very powerful, and that's, I think, probably why the pain thing doesn't get remembered.
Yeah, true. Love it.
Girls, G, on the A to Z of Men, thank you for having us on. We will discuss in a second who we think come up with that, and we'll do that next. Okay, G for girls on the A to the men. It could be any of the kids because obviously my two boys have a sister and your two boys also have sisters.
So
A combined effort, maybe?
Well, yeah, I think this one could be a combined effort. Although, if I was to pick one of yours and one of mine, I would say Harry and Cavan.
I think it's combined. I think they've all gone, well, we've all got sisters. So our dads have all got girls.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. What, should we find out?
Joe, who come up with... I'll relay your messages. He said you're all lovely. Yeah.
Don't say that. That's well out of order. Both wrong.
Who was it?
Brennan. It was Sam.
Sam.
Okay, both wrong. Okay.
Sam, it was Sam who, so we've just been told in our ears. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No.
Still 1-0 to Scott. Yes,
Excellent,
indeed.
obviously.
Do we have to text? Oh, we can still text you. Who's text me? I don't have their number. Are you between 16 and 18? Please complete a survey to update our records. You need to update them by quite a lot because I'm not those ages anymore. I didn't even live in Essex between 16 and 18. What have I got that? Random text. Joe Kinch. Okay, so we're now texting two numbers to Joe, which we're going to try and guess in a second. While Scott's doing that, let me just remind you, if you want to get in touch with the podcast, Chris and Scott UK at gmail.com and everything else on the socials at A to Z of Men Pod. Joe, have you got both of the numbers? Who is going first? It's Scott, because we're equal, and I said Scott could go first on this one. So, Scott, off you go.
Okay, I am going to go with...
Should we explain this in case somebody's never listened to the show before?
Yeah.
I've got a number in my head that I've now texted to Joe. That's my number. Scott's got a number in his head between 1 and 100, and he's got that, and we're just going to guess what each other's number is. Simple as that,
Simple
really.
as that.
Don't know if it needed explaining. I think you would have got it pretty
Yeah, I
quickly.
think you would have got it. I'm going to go for 45.
Is too high, so it's lower than 45.
Oh, okay.
Lower than 45. I will go with 75.
I'm going to say lower.
Lower than 75, okay.
I'm going to say 25.
Higher than 25.
So 25 and 45.
So,
Okay.
22.
Is my number.
What?
It's my number.
22? Yeah. Is it really, Joe? 22?
It's my birthday. 22. How the fuck?
What? Well, I did think your birthday, and then I thought, because I was going in the 20s, because that was natural from 70s, go 20s.
So, wow, do you know
and then
what,
when I got 20s, I thought, I'll go 22.
Because I
It's
had
your
narrowed
birthday.
it down. Because you've gone... That's incredible. So are you 4-3 up?
Yeah.
And can I guess your number?
Well, that was
Yeah,
the
no,
idea.
yeah.
What, in one go? Yeah, go for it.
37.
No, 30s though, 33.
Yeah. 22, 33.
That
3, 2, 2.
Yeah, we do that a lot now.
Yeah, weird.
Okay, A to Z of Men with the bonus episode coming up on Thursday with some correspondence. We'll do that. And we're back with the letter
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
H for...
Holidays. For
holidays could be good.
holy shit.
Holy shit. H for horrific. That would be a bit weird.
H for
I think holidays is a good shout.
holidays. Yeah, we've done that with Davina, haven't we?
Yes, we did holidays with Davina. I can't think what else it could be. Happy. Home. Oh, home. Home's good.
Could be home.
Home life, yeah.
It could be home.
We'll find out next week on the A to Z of Men. Have a good week.
Potatoes.